Joining us now on the Harbor One Hotline is, dare I say, a legendary broadcaster in these parts. At one point in time, he was just the play-by-play man of the Providence Bruins, sitting in studio with me every once in a while, where back in the day we would have some pizza and just talk about whatnot. And now he is the voice of the Las Vegas Golden Knights. He is a TV star.
A face.
And apparently a lounge act as well from some of the photos that we see from our friend David C. Goucher, the voice of the Vegas Golden Knights, here with Gresh and Keefe. Gouch, good afternoon, buddy. How are you?
That's one hell of an introduction. That's something else right there. That's real special. I'm good, guys. Good to be with you.
Gouch, this is a hell of a spot that the Bruins find themselves in tonight. Apparently they didn't really love this coach, or at least some of them didn't. The organization lets Bruce Cassidy go. As Keith said earlier, he was unemployed for about 7 minutes, or the length of the flight from Boston to Vegas, and they scooped him right up. From the other side of this, what's the feeling going into tonight, Gouch?
Yeah, I mean, I think, guys, that, look, Bruce kind of downplayed it this morning, saying that, if he was a former player coming back, it might have a little bit more juice to it. I'm not sure I completely buy that. I think human nature being what it is, I think this game does mean a lot to him tonight. It's not just another game on the schedule. I can tell you this, fellas, the Golden Knights have responded to him. They've had a real good start. They had a great, first 15 games. They were 13-2. Since then, they've had a little bit of a roller coaster. But look, I do think whatever the issues were here for the last little bit, I think the team in Vegas and probably needed a coach like Bruce, who's high on accountability. He said that earlier this year. The ice time is the ultimate equalizer for these guys. And there's been times this year he sat some of their best players for certain stretches. I know there were maybe some issues here in the past with the Bruins, but I know that they've responded for the most part to what he's been, trying to get across to them so far this year.
And I know his honesty is probably what led a lot of the fans and media to really like him, and maybe some of the players to look at him a little side-eyed. Is he still, in addition to the ice time, is he still very honest when he's talking to you guys and answering questions and being brutally honest at times about his players?
Well, I'll tell you what, Rich, he's been great, for what I do, for what we do for a living. He's been unbelievable. He's great. He'll just talk, honest, candor. Publicly, he really hasn't said, anything negative about the guys. But I do think, look, he's an intense guy. I think one of the adjustments he's made, he's kind of talked about recently, is he's intense on the bench, but I do think he's tried to alter it a little bit when they get in there for an intermission all right, let's fix what the issue is and try to be a little bit more calmer in those situations. But they've responded. They've responded to him. He's been great for us. And look, it's not to say they get off to a great start. They've had some bumps in the road as of late, but for the most part, they've been a good team. I mean, the record says they're good, but they've been pretty consistent all year long.
Gouch, I know that you're obviously calling the Golden Knights games, but what have you heard on the West Coast about the Bruins, their start, and how things are a little different here under Jim Montgomery?
Yeah, it's funny, Gresh. From afar, and look, I kind of keep an eye on what's going on. I thought they had a good team. I thought that, Bruce Cassidy has mentioned this, that, he inherited a good team from Claude Julien, whatever it was, 6 years ago. And I think, I don't know how far Bruce would go with it. I think Jim Montgomery inherited a good team from Bruce Cassidy, what they put in place there, the foundation to how they want to play. I didn't think the Bruins were going to be 20-3 out of the gate or 14-0 at home. But from what I've seen and heard, they've been able to do it a lot of different ways. They haven't really. What was as close as they came losing at home was to Carolina, right? They were down 2-0, came back and won the game in overtime. Seemed to dismantle Colorado pretty easily the other night, even without some key people in the lineup, I know, for the Avalanche. So, look, you bring David Krejci back. Hampus Lindholm is healthy. Bergeron decides to play another year. They were able to kind of get by early without, McAvoy, Marchand, and Grzelcyk. And, Linus Ullmark's 14-1. So I think that, the Golden Knights have tried to take a similar approach under Bruce Cassidy as the Bruins did here under Bruce. Real good team defense. Don't let their goalies face a ton of great chances. And I think for the most part that the Golden Knights have done that, and from what I've seen, with the Bruins, they've been able to do that as well.
Are even you a little bit surprised, Dave, that when you left calling games for the Bruins, that all these years later, Patrice Bergeron would basically be playing at the same level, still the best defensive forward, and just the consummate, professional and team captain?
Well, it just makes me feel old, Rich. I remember when he came into the league,
right.
He was 18, and I think it was like my, third or fourth year doing the games or something like that, and the fact he's still doing it, but doing it at such a high level, I think is awesome. It's been unbelievable that this whole growth and to see his development through these last, 19 years with the Bruins. I was pretty pumped. I was talking to some people about seeing him go past 1,000 points, and he's in some pretty lofty company there. In that top four in Bruins history. So I think it's great, and why wouldn't you, try to play as long as you can, especially when you're still playing at high a level as he is.
Our friend Dave Goucher is now the TV voice of the Las Vegas Golden Knights. He is with us on the Harbor One hotline. Gouch, hockey and Vegas didn't feel like it was really going to fit together. What kind of environment did you walk into out there in Las Vegas, and sort of where is it at now with this team?
Yeah, they've loved the team, Gresh, I'll tell you, from day one. I think this, and look, I've been there now, about 5.5 years, but talking to people that have lived out there for 25 years, they wanted something, an identity kind of away from the Strip. I think it's like anything else. I tell people, look, I lived and worked in Boston for a long, long time. I never walked the Freedom Trail. You know what I mean? Like, if you live in I was on a duck boat once. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, if you live there, that's really not what you do. But, I love the Strip. I live about 20 minutes west, and, pretty much everyone that works for the team, players, coaches, broadcasters, we all kind of live in the same area. Some in bigger houses than others, but
don't start. Don't listen. If they're, I'll tell you right now.
Different tax brackets.
I was gonna say every time we go to Vegas for like a UFC event, if I can bring my golf clubs with me, I know who to call, because I know if there's one guy in Vegas who can get me a free round of golf, we're talking to him right now.
Yeah, you call Shane Knighty. Call my partner Shane Knighty.
Yeah, you know what? He works for the So what's it like working with the sheriff? He became a little bit of a legendary. He had like legendary status here for a period of time.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's great. We had instant chemistry, clicked right away on TV, off TV. We're together all the time. Our families are close. Like it's been great, and I think for us, but for everyone involved with the team, guys, like it's been an unbelievable ride. They were great right off the bat. They go to the final in year one, and they have 2 more trips to the conference finals and the semifinals. Last year was a bit of a downer, right? They missed the playoffs, but they've had a ton of success, in their first 5 years as an organization. There's teams, you think the Buffalo Sabres would like to have any sort of run like that over a 4 or 5 year period. It's they've had a great run that's off the charts. I would encourage you guys, if you can get to a game out there, the atmosphere is off the charts every night. It's, a random Tuesday against Columbus or Saturday night against the LA Kings. It's all the same. It's unbelievable out there.
Jack Eichel acquired last year, having a really good year this year, leading the team in goals and points, but looking like a game-time decision tonight. He's got some kind of issue?
Yeah, I think so, Rich. I don't know if he's going to play. I know he gave it a shot this morning over at the Garden. I don't think it went great. He left the other night, the third period in Detroit, with what looked like some lower body situation, and which is too bad. He's been real good for them. The whole drama, speaking of Buffalo, that he went through with the Sabres, comes to Vegas last year, jumps in the lineup in the middle of February, led them in goals from then to the end of the year, and he's their top scorer this year. So they could be without him, and Alex Pietrangelo hasn't been on the trip due to some a personal issue back in Vegas. So they could be without their top forward and their top defenseman tonight, going against this Bruins team that's been so good this year. But Eichel's been excellent for them. I think Bruce Cassidy's kind of relied on him to be a 200-foot player and to challenge him to be a 200-foot player, and and he's accepted that for for this team and for their new coach.
All right, now I know that and feel free to make fun of me, as I know you will. You can go all full-blown Jack Edwards on me. So are you singing in a band? There's a photo of you singing into a microphone with a guitar. What is going on? What is happening to aging Dave Goucher?
Aging, yeah, by the minute. Well, long story short, yes, I play guitar and I sing in a band called Double Minor, like a little hockey play on words. Right?
Yes.
So we made it the name of the band Double Minor because these guys have been together. I joined them about a year and a half ago. I don't know if you guys remember the whole debacle the Golden Knights had in the playoffs with San Jose in 2019, where they called a major penalty on Cody Eakin, 3-0 lead in Game 7. Wasn't even a minor penalty. They called a major, and they ended up losing the series. Well, we called the band Double Minor, not a major, maybe not even a penalty, but Double Minor. So yeah, we
fantastic.
We play the pubs. Yeah, classic rock, usual stuff, right? Stones, Beatles, Stone Temple Pilots, all that stuff. We're working on very little. I think we have 2 Chris Stapleton songs, a little bit of country, but I love it, guys. Look, I'm fortunate. The other 5 guys in the band are very, very good.
That helps. Yep.
I just try to do my thing and sing some harmonies and play a passable rhythm guitar. But we're not under any illusions. We play the pubs. We're not touring the country anytime real soon.
Oh, there you go. So we can find you at Sam's Town, right by the bowling alley or something like that.
Yeah. We play at a place out there called the Sand Dollar, which is like a
that sounds like a real old Vegas place, doesn't it?
Divey, cheap drinks. It's off the strip, right? It's nothing fancy. So it's right up our alley. That's our strong suit, the dive bars. That's where we flourish.
That is fantastic. And Ghost, just know that whether it was on the text, whether it was on our Twitch chat, everybody with the Bergeron, everybody remembers that legendary stuff, man. Hey, I'm glad we connected. Thanks for the time, Ghost. We really appreciate it. Enjoy the hell out of it. Hopefully you get to see you soon, and all the best to you and the wife, and have a great holiday if we don't see you.
All right, guys. Yeah, it's always great to be back and great to join you. Take care.
There you go,
thanks,
Ghost.
Dave.
Thank you. There goes